Yeah. See who's on here. I'm on here late at night, live with Jay, late night edition. Can't be too loud, but want to tap in. I'm just bored. Want to tap in with everybody just to say hola. See how everybody's doing out there. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Where's everybody at? Yeah, you probably wasn't expecting to see me this late, but I don't know. Just wanted to do the live with Jay, late night edition. Hopefully, we get some people tapping in. Maybe the algorithm will help out here. We'll see. I can't be too loud though, but I could get on here and talk. The Torta edition. Guess nobody. I guess I'm not popular. Nobody's tapping in. I'm not popular tonight. Nobody is tapping in to who says. I guess no one was really expecting it. I guess this late at night. I don't normally get on this late at night, but we'll see if more people come on. If not, okay, I'll cut the live. But if you want to come and join me, I'm on right now. Let's talk about whatever. What's up, brother? Dang, I guess I'm not popular. Maybe it's just the algorithm. Something. I'm just waiting for more people to get on. I'm doing a live with Jay late night edition. Well, I guess if nobody comes on, I'm just gonna get off. Just finito. I'll give it to about the 5 minute mark, see what happens. See if more people come on. I guess I'm not that popular with the fellas or the ladies. You feel me? Where's everybody at? You gotta get on. I might have some good stuff to talk about. What's up, brother? Freaking nobody's on. I guess I'm on here talking to myself for the first 3, 4 minutes. I just hit 3 minute mark. Nobody's coming on. I'm surprised, unless they're just not showing my lives. That's pretty ironic. I want to get on here and just talk to people and say what's up. Ah, man, I'm here by myself. I wanted to tap in and say what's up to everybody. I know it's kind of late. Some of you are probably asleep. I'm surprised more people are not. Let me check and see if they're even advertising that I'm on. Hold on, I'm checking. Yeah, they're showing that I'm on live. That's a trip. Dang, there's nobody on here whatsoever. The first, I'm already 5 minutes in, and there's nobody on here. That's crazy. I must not be popular no more. Am I not popular? Well, I guess I tried. Looks like nobody's on. I'm trying to see if more people get on. I've been on here for 5 minutes and nobody's gotten on this live. If you're on, leave it in the comments. If not, I'm gonna stop the live, I guess. What's up, Chris Grima? You want to tap in for a little bit? I just can't be too loud. Let me know. I'll send in a link. You and me can talk. Let me know if you want to tap in. I'll send you the link on the comments. But we can't be loud though. All right, hold on. I'm gonna send you the link right now. Okay, I just sent out the link. You can tap in. Maybe we'll start a crowd. I was on here for 5 minutes and there was nobody on here. Just remember, we can't be loud. I'm gonna talk maybe at this volume. What's up, brother? Beat Ovals. Gonorrhea. Pirogo. What's up, Shorts? Shorty B. I was on here for 5 minutes talking to myself. Excuse me. 5 minutes talking to myself. I'm not popular. What's up, Chris? Where you at? Get your ass on here. Chris Grima. The place to be. Yeah, I'm just chilling at the house, at the casa, relaxing. It's not letting you on, Chris. It's saying something device not. Oh, hold on. Now, good. Now it's doing it. What's
Can
up,
you hear
Chris?
me, dude?
Yeah, let me put it down a little bit. All right, what's up, bro?
Nothing much, man. I'm just kicking back, bro. How's everything over there in the Bay?
Cool, cool. It's kind of cold tonight, but yeah, it's cool. I was out there
Yeah,
working.
it's pretty cold out here too.
Yeah, how's everything in the Central Valley?
It's all cool. The weather's been nice here lately. It's been sunny, but it's gonna go back to raining this weekend.
Is it? Because I know it was sunny earlier.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah, it was sunny earlier, but like I think Saturday and Sunday is when the rain's gonna come.
It was
Last I checked.
it was sunny. Yeah, most of this week it's been sunny actually.
Yeah, out there too, huh?
Yeah, it hasn't been really cold and rainy. It was cold and rainy last week, but this week it's been nice.
Yeah, it has been nice.
No, actually, it was nice last week. I think it might have rained one of the days of the week last week.
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah. So what's up, man? How you been?
Nothing. Just been busy, bro.
I got a question. What got you into old school rap, like the rap that I grew up on?
Well,
You're a youngster, you know what I mean?
I mean, I came to YouTube during the time you probably got on,
Hmm.
which was like '07, '08. So I remember there was like a lot of these old songs that was posted on YouTube. I do remember watching this, well, not really watching, but listening to this little program I listened to on my television. And
Hmm.
it's called Shady 45 or something like that. And they played the old school shit.
That was where from? from out there where you're at?
Nah, like everywhere. It's a well-known channel. You ever heard? I'm sure you know who Sway is, right?
Yeah. I know Sway.
Yeah, he's part of that show, Shade 45.
Oh, I don't even remember it. Is it XM?
Well, I mean, it's still around. It's if you have like Dish Network, you'll have it on there.
Oh yeah, I didn't have it.
Yeah,
I heard of Sway. He was originally from out here, from the Bay,
yeah, he's from Oakland.
but he moved to New York or somewhere,
Oh yeah, he did. I
or
think.
or Transylvania or something. I don't know where the fuck he moved to. Then
I
he
guess it's all YouTube, bro, because that's when I learned about all the old classics from the Bay, Sacramento.
Sacramento rap.
Yeah, like like the early Sacramento stuff, like X-Rated, Brother Lynch, and those guys, and then that listened to shit from like San Francisco too, like RBL Posse,
Yeah,
Messy Moore. I remember having the CDs too, bro.
I
My
remember.
brothers had burned CDs of them fools.
Oh yeah, I used to burn CDs too. In those times.
Yeah, you used to go like on LimeWire and shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, all my brothers, they had the old burned CDs of Messy Moore, Turf Talk, and then I found some from like like No Limit and shit like that, and then I started listening to hella other shit.
did you ever
And
have?
then my homies would put me on to old shit too because they came up on it like I did. So you know what I mean? They started like showing me like Doobie, Mac Dre, Rapping Forte, shit like that.
Yeah,
I had to start digging.
yeah. Someone said LimeWire, hello viruses. Hell yeah,
Fuck yeah, bruh.
I used to
I
download
remember,
shit from those things.
yeah, when we all had PCs.
Yeah, I wish I had a PC, bro. I used to have a lot of shit stored in my PC, bro. And it
Yeah,
broke.
and they had a lot of storage too, huh?
Yeah, but it broke, bro. It broke, and I never bought another one. I really feel like buying one, bro.
Shit. Yeah, that'd be cool. Have a desktop,
Yeah, or even just like a laptop that's more like a desktop. You know what I mean? In a way.
like high powered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would do.
But yeah, man, I remember all that. And the music. The thing about it was like the only downfall about the computer is like, I mean, not computer, not having a computer in the old days was like, I didn't know about every single thing because I couldn't afford to buy everything. Because back then you had to buy everything if you wanted it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
so there's some shit that I learned about later. I'm like, damn, I wish I would have knew about that back then.
Yeah, I mean,
But then
it took
also,
me a
like,
minute to fully. Oh, what? My bad. What are you saying?
but I remember another thing that we did used to do. Like, if your homie might have had a cassette or a CD that you were like, oh shit, this is dope. And you would just record it, you know what I mean? And you'd have a copy of it.
Yeah, Blake cassette.
Yeah.
Yeah, my stepdad and my mom, they would always tell me about it all the time when they was growing up. That's what they used. I came up in a generation we used CDs.
Yeah, CDs too. I was kind of like, I can't believe it or not, bro. I got to see all three. When I was real little, vinyl was still around.
Right.
And then I seen vinyl go away and it gave way to cassettes. And then I remember when it went from cassettes to CDs. So I remember it all. And then from CDs to the computers.
So I'll ask you a question. So what was the best area? Not area. What was the best era? The era with vinyl, the era with cassettes, or the era with CDs?
I kind of like vinyl and CDs a little bit. Cassettes were cool too, though.
Yeah, they were small and you carry them in your pockets and shit.
Yeah, tapes did sound like shit though a lot of times. And then vinyl sounded scratchy sometimes.
Yeah, they're sensitive, huh?
Yeah. When you put it on, it makes those noises.
Yeah, you don't know they kind of made a comeback too, though.
Yeah, people like it.
Yeah, they started just doing it for the nostalgia. My brother, he went to the
There's a lot of vinyl
what
connect.
the Oh yeah, for sure. There's a whole bunch of vinyl collectors everywhere. They even got stores that sell vinyl. Even Walmart, they sell vinyl and shit.
Especially, believe it or not, Latin music like cumbia and salsa, like stuff like that, is huge on vinyl, bro.
Yeah,
You like people go like to Colombia or other countries just to buy that stuff.
right. And
Yeah,
so they had to travel and spend a bunch of money and shit too, since it
hey,
was rare, huh?
yeah. Now, Shortcuts brought up something in the comments. He said 8-track, but I remember seeing the 8-tracks, but I don't. I was before my time. I don't know how they worked.
Right.
Have you ever seen an 8-track?
I've seen pictures.
My dad had a few. It had some 8-tracks I remember, but I can't remember if he had an 8-track player though.
I don't even know how it would really play or how they would use it.
I think it was like a VHS. It would just insert this like boxy looking cassette. It was like kind of big and boxy.
Right. Kind of portable.
Yeah, and they would. I think cars used to have. Um, uh, I think cars used to have 8-track players on them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how I've heard of them. All the old school ass cars.
Like cars from the '70s, I think had them big
That's
ass.
when it was last popping, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because
Right.
I remember my dad having some when I was a little kid, but I don't remember if he ever really used them. He just had them there in his room.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. But
I'm
yeah,
per-
music was a big part of my life, though.
oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like I've said on this channel before, I got to see. I was born in a weird time, bro, because I got to see a lot of different things, bro. A lot of movements, a lot of things that changed. Like I got to see rap be like Run DMC and stuff like that, and then NWA came out, and then the next thing you know, it's all gangster everywhere.
It still is now, hella gangster. Probably more degenerate now, more than ever.
Oh hell yeah! But I I got to see that. I remember before that, people find it hard to believe there wasn't even really rap that cussed really.
Nah, the first ones that did it was guys like Too Short, NWA, Two Live Crew, and shit like that.
And some of the New York rappers might say a cuss word here and there, and even that was like a big thing. Like, oh shit, he said a cuss word.
Then didn't LL Cool J also said some cuss words in his songs? Because
He probably did.
I remember he had a line where he said, "I'm so bad I could suck my own dick." I'm like, what the
I think I do remember something like that.
It was wild. They said some wild shit back then too.
Remember that song? I remember Run DMC, You Be Illin'. You remember that song?
Which one? Which one?
You Be Illin'. That was the name of the song. You Be
I
Illin'.
never heard that one. No, I
Illin'.
know my Adidas.
Yeah, I remember that one. No, You Be Illin' was about like J-Cax, like people tripping. He was at, what he said, he was at KFC finger licking, and a dude came in and said he wanted a Big Mac. You Be
He
Illin'.
hella tripping. He think it forgot it was KFC.
Yeah. It's on Half Baked. Oh yeah, it is on the beginning of Half Baked. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I remember when I was hella little, that one song was popular by them. It was called Sucker MCs. You remember that one?
I heard of that one.
Yeah. And then I remember like African Mambata was popular. Who else? Fucking a lot of fools, bro. You know what? There was one song that people don't remember, bro, and it was popular. I remember in Oakland, people used to bump it when I was little. It was by a dude named Man Parrish. It was called Boogie Down Bronx. You ever heard that song?
What's the name of the artist?
Man Parrish.
No, about I am familiar with the Boogie Down Bronx thing because of KRS.
Nah, this song was called Boogie Down Bronx. I remember that song. Everyone used to play it back in the days. My
Was he
man,
was he from the Bronx or was he from Oakland?
nah, it was some dude from somewhere back east, I think. But just that song was. I mean, this Bro, this had to have been like 85, 86. I was little, bro. But I remember my brothers and his homies bumping it back then.
Oh yeah, so it was big, huh?
That's how I remember. That's how I know about rap, bro. Because nah, it's real shortcuts. Trust me, I've listened to it many times. You look it up right now, you'll find it on YouTube. But the reason I probably know a lot about old school music from the 80s was because I had older brothers and sisters.
Right. So they put you on to their music just like my brothers did to their music.
Yeah, so they were always bumping whatever was popular. Like my sister used to bump a lot of shit like back then. What about my brother too? Both of my brothers, but what about when that music called New Jack Swing? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I know that. I like that song. That girl is
Yeah, that
poison.
era. Like that was that era where it was like kind of like fast R&B kind of.
Right, they're using a bunch of old school funk break beats and shit and speeding them up.
Go Ninja, Go Ninja. Wasn't that Vanilla Ice?
I remember vanilla. I remember some Vanilla Ice shit.
I remember when he came out, like the Ice Ice Baby.
Hey, I know a lot of people hated on that guy, but he was one of the first ones to work with Kyrie.
Yeah, that's true. He made a couple. If you listen to the song he made with Kyrie, it sounds like a Mac Drake beat with Vanilla Ice rapping over it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Kyrie was doing big shit, man. That's what people kind of slept on, dude, honestly.
I tell people I met Kyrie briefly when I was young, bro. He came to the school I was attending out there.
In Oakland?
No, I was living in Vallejo for a quick minute, and I was in this program for a little bit,
Oh, no way.
and he came to speak one time. He was cool from what I remember.
Was it like a music program or
No, it was a study program, like a academic program,
that's crazy. And how old were you at that time?
like 19,
Okay, so that had to be like what, early 90s?
mid 90s.
Oh shit.
That was around the
Fucking damn, Kyrie.
that was around the time that like I said, when I moved back from SAC, I was kind of back and forth between Oakland and Vallejo for a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, with Lavidi.
Oh
Actually,
yeah, Levitti was tight
short,
too.
I don't know if I told shortcuts or even mentioned this story. I had a homie who knew Lavidi personally.
Right.
He told me that fool was had a little bit of sugar in his tank.
You know that website Sickness? They talked a little bit about that too on Sickness website.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was right around the time the dude got locked up too. Did you hear that he got locked up?
I don't know whatever happened to him. I haven't heard about that dude in years. Is he still around?
Well, apparently he's locked up because he was homeless at the time and he got into this situation with another homeless person
Oh really?
and allegedly ended up burning the other guy alive.
Oh
So now
shit!
he's in jail.
I never knew that. This
Yeah, there was like I think I learned it from like an article somewhere online.
damn, this must have been way after my homie knew him. Because when my homie knew him, he was pretty stable.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I
The
mean,
reason
he was in the rap game or singing game, as you call it.
the
That can
reason
drive people crazy.
the reason my homie knew him is because he lived next door to him.
Right.
Yeah, and he became cool. He actually told me he was almost going to get into a fight with him
Really?
the first time. Yeah, and that somehow something there was some kind of complaint. Like I think there was some kind. He told me there was some kind of complaint, like a noise complaint. And my homie told me, "Hey, man, can you put your music down or something like that?" And dude's like, "Oh, fuck that." And I was like, "Hey, bro, I'm not gonna back down. You want to do
Oh,
something? You want to do something? Let's do it." And then,
but was he living in Vallejo over there or somewhere else?
nah, he was living in my homie was living out in Pittsburgh.
Oh shit! So Levitti was staying out there.
Yeah, so, and I think Lavidi, I don't think he was from Vallejo. I think he was from. If I remember, my homie told me he was originally from Sacramento.
Really?
I think that's what I remember. But anyway, my homie said he was gonna get into a fight with him supposedly, and somehow like maybe a few days later they ended up talking and they squashed it and they became cool after that.
No problem since then, huh?
Nah, they were like he would kick it with them all the time, and I think he told me he even met E40 in them one time.
Oh shit, that's a trip.
But my homie was crazy, so he was like, I ain't gonna back down.
But yeah, it's really fucked up what happened to Leviti though, huh?
I didn't know that, bro. So this must have happened way after this because, like I said, dude used to, have his own place and everything.
I think it was like in the early 2010s when it went down, I believe, because I remember seeing a video of dude and he looked kind of like it kind of looked like dude was homeless and doing bad or some shit. Like dude looked hella old, bro, and he was singing like somewhere at like a convenience store,
Oh,
just
where did that happen? Did it happen in Vallejo or where did it happen?
where he burned the other guy. I don't remember. I'm guessing it was either Vallejo or something. It was in the Bay for sure.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't even know, bro. No wonder he disappeared.
Yeah, I wonder too. The You know what's crazy? He worked with that guy from Woody's camp, B Dog.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did a song on
Oh, that
this
that,
one album from 2014.
that
I was
makes
like, shit, Leviti was on this album? That's a rarity.
that makes sense because Lavidia, from what I know, he was staying out there in Pittsburgh in that area.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I don't know, bro. Going back to like Brother Lynch, I never liked his stuff that much. He had a couple cool songs, but he was kind of J Caddy, wasn't he?
His music was very J Caddy for sure. I mean, it was horrorcore shit. He's rapping about cannibalism and cutting people up to pieces. Yes,
So
it not everyone's gonna like the dude's music for sure.
so that right there, I was like, this guy's a fucking weirdo. I like SIBO.
Sacramento was pretty controversial though at one point too, as far as the rappers, man. Hella trouble coming their way.
I like SIBO more than I liked uh, him.
Oh yeah, Sibo's the shit.
And then Brother Lynch's brother was arrested for like some chomo stuff. I don't know if you heard.
6. Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
The funny thing is he rapped about that shit too, so it's not really surprising.
Oh, you mean about deep frying baby nuts and all that bullshit?
No, 6, he rapped about touching kids, molest. Yeah. The
Really?
shit that he's locked up for, he rapped about it.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. I never had any of his albums, so
I listened to all the Brother Lynch and like his collaborations and whatnot, and I listened to some of Six's shit. Yeah, his shit was wild, and now that I've learned that dude's been locked up for hell of years since 2002 for it, I'm not even surprised. So yeah,
remember what that video I made, bro? Like it's so crazy how people used to get away with that shit back then.
yeah, they did. Back then, it's like, oh man, you're doing that shit. Well, don't get caught. That's how some people thought.
I think that's why SPM felt he was gonna be able to get away with it. I think that's really what it is.
Yeah. Did you hear about Kid Frost?
Something about it. Yeah, I think so. That he yelled "free SPM" or something like that.
Yeah, that's the latest controversy, brother.
Did he really say it, or was he just bullshit?
Nah, he said it.
Oh shit!
I think it was I don't remember. It was the food community that talked about it, but yeah, I mean, he's been saying it, so I mean, it's not his first time, but yeah.
Even the Beastie Boys, bro. In one of their songs, they say in a lyric, "The girlies I like are underage." For reals.
Yeah. So did MC Light too. Did you hear about the shit they're saying about MC Light?
Nah.
She in one of her old songs, she says that she likes underage boys,
Oh, okay.
young boys. Like she's 20. Like I guess she was 20 at the time. She likes boys who are way younger. In this one old song,
Yeah. So I'm telling you, people were weirdos back in the days when it came to that stuff.
right?
I'm telling you.
Very common too, man.
Like
Unfortunately,
like I said in my video, bro. I remember going to a wedding for a family member, and he was like, I talked about it in my video. I don't know if you remember that video I made.
yeah, I remember.
I remember this wedding I went to, and the girl was like 16, bro, and it was with a family member of mine who was like already like close to his 30s, bro, and the girl's
Right.
family were cool with it.
Yeah.
The girl's
I,
family
I,
they didn't give a shit, and dude's family didn't give a shit, and my family didn't care, I guess, because they went to his wedding. So the only thing is, I remember my mom making some snarky remarks like, "Oh, he's too old to be marrying her," but like they still went to the wedding.
yeah. That's a thing too. Like
And I was a kid.
all families were kind of supportive of that one way or the other.
I think you know why I think the Mexican family's gonna make a big deal of it, and I broke it down in that video because there's two reasons. Because that shit had been happening in our community for so long. Uh, a lot of it was because a lot of families, when they were poor in the old days, they would marry off their their daughters quickly, for they could have a stable family. So it didn't matter how old they were. That's literally how it was, bro. Whether people want to accept it or not. And
Yeah.
also in Mexico, the legal age limit is like 16.
Is it still like that now? Like still 16 or they
I,
changed it?
no, I think it still is, bro. I think if you look it up, no, hold on, I'll look it up right now. So
Oh,
I
for
think,
sure.
so I think because of that, some of the more Mexican families didn't give a fuck. They were like, "Oh, okay, well, in Mexico it's legal. Who cares?" And some of the guys probably
Yeah.
felt, hold on, some of the guys probably felt the same way. They didn't realize that the laws here are different.
Yeah, I knew a homie. Well, he wasn't really like my close homie, but he was like an acquaintance, I guess. And he got with a chick when he was 18, 19, and she was like 13, 14.
Yeah,
And later down the line, they had a kid.
yeah, and that was that's why it was like that back in the days. Hold on, see, give me a second. I want to see what. Says the age of consent in Guatemala is 18. Let's see
Oh, okay.
what about Mexico. Hold on, here it goes. Hold on, let me see the federal age of
For
15.
sure, for sure.
It's confusing. It says the federal law establishing the age of 15 as the minimum age of consent, while the age at which there's no restriction for consensual sexual activities is 18. So
Hmm.
it says sex with someone 15 to 18 is not illegal in
Like
Mexico.
worldwide or
Oh, Mexico. This is Mexico's age of consent laws.
oh shit.
So what I'm trying to say is, I think some of the people that were born and raised in Mexico, they come with that mentality, like oh well, it's 15 in Mexico. Why are people tripping here? You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah, it's a the disconnect.
yeah. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's probably the reason why we seen that a lot in our community in the old days. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah, I've heard from a mutual friend that he knows this one Asian guy, and his Asian guy has told him that back in his home country, you can pick any woman that's out there in the street, whether she's 14, 16, and make her a wife. You just go pick her up from the street. which is crazy, bro.
What about those Asian countries where they kidnap girls and force them to marry a dude? You heard about that?
Yeah, I think that's what he was talking about for sure.
That's mostly, I think, in Central Asia, but I've seen that where like the girl she'll be working, and this group of people just come and tie her up and put a bag over her head and throw her in a car.
Oh man.
I've seen that. Like, what the fuck? It was real too, bro. Like, whoa.
It's a trip, man. The women out here would not. Yeah, they want to stand for it, bro.
Yeah, so it's hella funny. Like I was like, wow, these motherfuckers are like you're forcing, but it's the family that does it, bro. The family of the of the what do you call that when it's not the bride, when the groom, the family of the
The
groom
groom.
are the ones that kidnap the girl by force. Like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's very wild, bro.
I
I
don't know
mean,
how,
that they just go about it
and it's not
completely different.
and it's not against the law in those countries. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how that works. So, like, do the families get together and agree to it? I don't know. I have no clue how that works.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. Like they could have had like a discussion, like, yeah, that girl down the street, yeah, I want to marry her. Like,
But I
can
wonder.
only imagine.
But I wonder if they go to the family of that girl and be like, "Look, we want your daughter, and we're gonna come get her when she least expects it to force her to marry my son."
Oh man.
I have no. That's what I'm saying. I have no clue how that works, bro. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's super crazy.
Yeah, man. So it just shows you how weird the world is, bro, outside of the U.S.
Yeah.
Especially in Asian countries, they have a whole different way of looking at things.
How about like the Middle Eastern countries? How did they treat such a thing?
Like what?
Like how do they treat like the age of consent? Like do they is it the same way over here, or is it kind of like in some parts of Asia or Latin America? Like is it kind of like that or
It's hard to say because a lot of Middle Eastern countries are Islamic countries, and I don't know how they do it. If they do it based off their religious law, that I'm not sure.
right?
Yeah, because that's the thing that makes those countries different because they have the Islamic laws, religious laws that they go by. It doesn't go by you know
Yeah,
government laws a lot of times.
the Islamic nations.
Yeah, so I have no idea. I know in those countries, like I think they still do like arranged marriages and stuff like that.
Like with like between families.
Yeah, like they pay a family, I think, or something like that. I don't know how it works. But this family they groom their daughter basically to marry this unknown dude.
Isn't that kind of like what gypsies would do, kind of too?
Yeah, all those cultures did it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I heard they gotta pay some shit called a dowry or something like that.
a dollary,
Dowry they call it, something like that.
dowry.
Yeah, and yeah, it's different, bro. They have a whole completely different way of looking at things.
Oh, for sure.
Age of consent, I have no clue, bro. Maybe who knows, bro.
But things are kind of changing though, and it
Yeah.
definitely changed during my time because as this shit is still going down, this is when you saw a lot of these like these Facebook pages, like predator poachers and stuff like that. And what's that one show with Chris Hansen? I forgot what that one's called.
Oh, to catch a predator.
Yeah, To Catch a Predator. I feel like because of those shows and like all these YouTube channels and pages like that, is when people are starting to like really take action to it.
Yeah, it's just like with a lot of things. It's just the world just looks at it differently now.
Yeah, way different.
Yeah, it's not that's in the old day. I think also you got to remember. There you go. You just pointed out something, bro, that I pointed out in that video. the reason it changed is because of that. Because now there's Megan's Law. Now there's videos everywhere. Everything's being recorded. Now it's hard for you to get away with something like that. In the old days, if you did that shit, it was that girl's word against yours. And if she didn't have no evidence, bro, they weren't gonna get you, bro.
Yeah. That
That's how it was.
was bad for victims for sure too.
Yeah, and then that's and let's face it, bro. Motherfuckers, when they know they could get away with something, they're gonna do it, and that's just how, sadly, the way life is, bro.
It's just like with anything.
Yeah, so that's why at the time people were not as afraid to do that kind of stuff because they were like, well, nothing's gonna happen. I'm just, whatever.
I remember my stepfather telling me this, that back in the cowboy days, like since people weren't able to live as long as we do today, a
Yeah,
lot of people would get married hella young and
yeah.
become wives.
Even when I was a kid, bro, most people got married young, bro.
Oh yeah.
By 18, 19, girls were already had kids, bro. That was common.
Shit. When I went to my junior high school,
And younger.
when I went to my junior high school,
Hmm.
I remember having a crush on this one chick, and later in the year, she got pregnant by this older looking motherfucker. I couldn't even tell you how old he exactly is, but he looked like he was in his 20s. And me and her, I don't know. At that time, we was like 12, 13,
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah, Sherry had a kid, bruh. I remember meeting the kid like,
Yeah, Shortcut says quinceañeras meant that she was ready to marry out to marry. Yeah. Well, you got to remember in Mexico, the age of consent is 15,
yeah.
so it makes sense. And in the old days, that's it. Probably people got married. People weren't. It wasn't so strict because people died quicker back in the days.
Yeah. Nowadays, you could live to be
Like
110 or some shit.
at my age, if I was alive in the cowboy days or the Mexican Revolution days, I'm 46 years old. I would have been already getting ready for the grave at this age, bro.
Because of all the sickness and everything,
Yeah,
too. The
chances,
medicine.
chances are at that time I was ready to go at any time.
Yeah.
That's how it
It's
was.
a blessing, though.
If you look at like a lot of like, if you look at like actors and people from the past, a lot of them died fucking young. You're like, wow, I didn't realize he died so young.
I remember the youngest I remember hearing that died was Elvis, because he had a heart attack, right?
Yeah, he was only 40 something, I think, when he died.
And it was like in the 60s or 70s, I believe, when he died.
I think he died the same year I died. I died. I was born. Well, think about it.
Right.
Actually, 1977 is the year I died because the day you're born is the same day you die.
Oh, really?
think about think about it because when you're born to die, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense. It's a mind fuck.
No, it makes sense. It's just scary.
Yeah, but yeah, like, and that was in the 70s. People were already starting to live older, but like even like if you look at like I look at actors like from the 40s and 50s, bro, or 30s, and a lot of them died young, bro. A lot of them.
Right.
A lot of them didn't even make it to their 50s, bro. You're like, wow.
Yeah. It's a trip, man. Because
And
of
then
all the medicine, things change.
and then back then also, what used to kill off a lot of people then is a lot of motherfuckers used to smoke like trains, bro. They didn't know they.
All right. Dinner tables and shit, too.
Yeah, it was like motherfuckers smoked like 3 packs a day, bro, and it was like they didn't know that it would kill you back then.
No, nothing. No warnings about cancer, nothing, huh?
I don't think they knew, and a lot of people they died of like cancers and stuff, bro, and from smoking. Throat cancer was very common.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was That was common back then, bro. A lot of actors from back in the old days died of cancers because they smoked a lot.
Yeah, heavier smokers too. When did that change? Like around in the 70s, 80s?
In the '70s, I think, is when they started bringing out the effects of it. The '80s and '90s is probably when they started pushing the no smoking campaigns. And I would say
Right,
by the late '90s, 2000s, when they started banning like smoking indoors and stuff like that. So that's
right.
kind of what I don't want to say killed it, but that's kind of what calmed it down.
The only place I could think of where people smoke cigarettes inside is the casinos.
Yeah, yeah, that's true because they go by Native American laws.
Hell yeah.
I Bro, I remember when you'd go in a restaurant, there was a cigarette vending machine. I remember that.
Yeah, and you put like a quarter in.
Yeah, I remember those. I remember you going to a restaurant, there was a vending machine that was full of cigarettes. That
That's
was
a trip.
that was very common, bro, back in the days. You have to be
Yeah, I
old.
think now that the vapes and stuff are out, it's becoming a bigger push about the anti-smoking.
I ain't gonna lie, the other guy smoked hookah.
So you use hookah?
Well, we had a party and this Arabic dude. I guess the dude who was hosting the party. Um, he brought a hookah thing, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll smoke some."
And they have it by those long ass hoses too, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always wondered how that shit worked. I always heard about it, but I'm like, I don't know if I try it.
Like smoking a bong, kind of.
Caffeine, nicotine bong.
Yeah, and that's it. But it just
Uh,
tastes. It just has a fruity taste.
yeah, I remember one day when you were able to buy cigarettes at 18. Now it all changed to 21.
Yeah, that shit was hella. Oh yeah, cigarettes were 18. Yeah, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, they still were. I don't like about hookah. That shit's hella addicting, bro. You want to keep hitting it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that shit's so strong too, and it just tastes hella strong.
yeah, it tastes hella good. It kind of puts you. It kind of relaxes you. Like, shit, I want to take another hit. Then you want to take another hit.
Yeah, that's how cigarettes kind of used to feel. Like if you smoke like maybe a few blunts or something, I'm like, fuck it, I'll smoke me a single stove just to even me out.
Beaties. You remember beaties? Or are you not old enough to remember those?
Meaties?
Beaties. They were like these little clove cigarettes. They were like from India. They used to sell them at all the liquor stores.
I don't remember using those.
Those they were
I
fun.
remember Marlboro. I remember
Marlboro.
Black and Milds.
Nah, beaties were the '90s. They were like these little weird cigarettes, bro, and they're just like a little tobacco leaf, and you smoke it, bro, and it tastes nasty. But everyone used to smoke it though.
Probably for the feeling of
Yeah, everybody used to. Everyone and their mama used to smoke those motherfuckers.
fucking leaves.
Yeah, it was like a little tobacco leaf. It was flavored.
They firing up the source.
Yeah, shortcuts just remind me of those.
BDs.
Yeah, it did get you lightheaded. I remember those.
Yeah, I remember when I turned 18, the cigarettes were still legal to buy at that time, and then probably once I turned 19 or 20, I think I was 19, they changed it to 21.
Oh
I'm like,
shit,
man,
that's
but
crazy.
that shit saved my life because I was starting to get deep into that shit.
Yeah, I used to smoke a lot when I was around 18, 19. But I quit though. I used to smoke a lot of Blackie Miles and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't smoke cigarettes as much. Once in a great while I would, but I used to smoke a lot of like Blackie Miles and Tampas and the beaties too, like he said.
you ever use the cigarettes that had that little ball that's inside, and once you like press on it, it'll taste like a flavor, like You know, like some cigarettes don't have like mint flavor, blueberry flavor.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, I tried them before. Yeah,
I remember trying the mint ones a lot, and that shit had a refreshing taste.
yeah, I remember those. Well, I remember when I was a kid in the '80s. Still, there still used to be like a lot of older men that used to smoke them big ass cigars, or they would smoke pipes like tobacco pipes. That was you see older
Oh
guys.
yeah. Just
Yeah,
like how you see in the movies, right? You'll see
yeah.
someone who's like a fucking professor or something, and he's smoking that little black pipe or whatever.
Used to see fools walking around with the pipe in their mouth, smoking it. Popeye.
Fucking college professors and shit.
Yeah, no, I just remember like just older dudes, bro, like smoking them, like walking around with those pipes, smoking them on the street.
Right.
Havoc Tampas, yep, I remember those. I think,
Yeah, and then they also did they use those other kind of cigars? They didn't. There wasn't really like cigars, but not. They're kind of like they're like long sticks, kind of. They're like these long cigars.
well, no, are you talking about the cigarette holders?
Nah, not the cigarette holders. They're like cigarettes themselves, but they're longer.
The only ones I remember were like the 100s that were long.
I think that's what they're called. Remember Cruella Deville, the character from 100 Dalmatians?
Yeah, yeah.
You remember you used to see her smoke those long ass little cigarettes or whatever?
Are you sure she wasn't smoking with a cigarette holder?
I don't remember. It looked like it was a cigarette or something
Like
itself.
it was like a long stick, and they would put the cigarette at the end, and they'd smoke it. It's like a pipe almost.
Oh, then that's probably what it was then.
Yeah, I don't remember those. I remember seeing them in movies and stuff, but I never personally seen anybody smoking in one of those.
Right.
Yeah, but I do remember the pipes. Oh, you stopped seeing them though after a while. But I remember when I was a little kid, I remember people uh, using them big ass like old school tobacco pipes.
Right. Yeah.
I remember dudes on the street smoking them like older, but they were usually older men, men that are probably not probably long dead now.
Probably.
Yeah, that's how I remember it. In the old days.
Yeah. What I was gonna say. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, man, the world was a little different then, bro. It's a trip. It's a trip when I think about it. Like when I really deep down think about it. Like, wow, the world was so different back then.
Yeah.
Like some
The
of the
only the only world I remember is a little bit of the 90s and 2000s.
yeah, yeah. I remember the '80s, bro.
Yeah, you lived through the lucky times, brother.
I just remember how different it was then. It was a trip.
Isn't it kind of a trip that people get criticized for wearing like tight jeans, but they used to wear tight jeans before? You
Yeah,
know?
that's what I was. I used to tell people that, like that's just fashion, bro. Fashion is come and go, bro. Like now out here in the Bay Area, I'm starting to notice some people wearing baggy again. So it's like,
I seen a
yeah,
picture of that dude, Drake. He was wearing a baggy jeans, and so was that singer Rihanna. She was wearing baggy jeans.
yeah, it's coming back. It's like that's just fashion, bro. Fashion, like in the '80s, they wore like tight clothing. In the '90s, in the early '90s, they wore like fitted clothing. People forget that. And then in the mid '90s is when the baggy stuff started coming out more.
It's a trip because I grew up in an era where it was that new era baseball caps. You know, they
Yeah,
wasn't snapbacks; they was fitted caps, right? And that was the style. And I remember at that time, people are like, "Why the fuck you doing wearing those snapbacks and shit?" Right?
yeah.
But then as just like during like 2010 when like the jerk movement was popping is when hella people started rocking snapbacks and shit again.
I remember the early '90s, not early '90s, early 2000s when the at least here in Oakland, I don't know if in others how it was in other areas, the throwbacks were popular, like throwback jerseys. You know, like
Oh yeah, I remember that era for sure.
yeah, like the 70s and 80s.
They used to wear like old basketball, football, baseball jerseys and shit.
I had an old school A's and I had a Warriors too, a OG Warriors jersey back then.
San Francisco Warriors.
Yeah. No, I had a Golden State, just an old one from the 80s.
Right.
It was sick. It was a sick one.
Is it back when they was like blue and yellow at that time?
No, it was when they were, I think, blue and yellow, but the one I had was white and blue. It was like solid white with blue letters. It was fucking dope.
Oh yeah, the home uniform style, huh?
I think it was Chris Mullin. I think it was his jersey.
Oh yeah. That dude was a good player too.
Yeah, from the Run TMC era, 1989, that era.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was hella popular then, bro. I remember it was the throwback jerseys with the fucking dungarees. You know the usually the old Navy dungarees and Air Force Ones. I remember that's what everyone was wearing.
Oh hell yeah. Air Force. I remember when that song Air Force Ones came out. Is
Yeah,
when it got popping too.
that was around that era. You remember the dungarees? Nobody wears those anymore.
I don't think I remember the dungarees, no.
They were kind of like they're basically like carpenter pants.
Carpenter pants.
Yeah, but usually the
Uh,
dungarees were the ones that were more like stonewash color.
oh, I think I kind of know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
those.
were they were kind of popping back then too.
Yeah, they were hella popular here in the Bay.
I remember hella different brands that was out too. Like I remember Academics. I remember Mark Echo in his early days. I remember I think it Fila was out. Was Fila still around in the early 2000s?
Kinda, it was kind of dying off. Feelers was really popular in the '90s when I was a teenager.
Right.
I
So
never
I
got into Feelers
remember.
though. I don't know why. I never liked their clothing. I never wore it. I never just didn't like it.
Hmm,
I don't know why.
it's a trip.
I
It's a
wasn't.
trip now because they got those at Walmart and shit.
I know Feelers just died, bro, completely.
The Fubu's did too.
Yeah, Fubu was popular. I remember they tried to bring back Feelers a few years back. There was like a little bit like this for a couple years. It was popular. I don't know if you remember that, like back in like 2017, something like that.
I don't remember. I never really caught on to that.
Like the Foot Locker and all that used to have them.
I remember.
Really? I remember Shortcuts at Biceps used to wear them, but I remember I
No, no. I was about to say. I remember. I remember Fat Farm. I remember Rockaware.
Yep,
I remember South Pole.
yep.
I think South Pole was kind of like around my time and shit.
No, I remember Rockaware. I had all that Rockaware, Fubu, Fat Farm. I had all that shit.
I'm thinking of other clothing lines that was popping too.
Remember Jerbo?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I do not remember people rocking jabos that much out here in those days. I don't know if it was ever pop. It might have been popping more like
Out here it was
not.
popular.
It might have been more popping maybe the northern San Joaquin area, but I don't remember personally seeing anyone rock jabos like that.
Echoes. I remember Mark Echo. But anyway, yeah, Jerbo's was hella popular in the Bay Area when I was a youngster.
Now let me ask you something. Did they ever had dress codes at your school when you was going to school?
No, the only dress code they really had was like they were really strict on wearing like colors, but other than that, not really.
Yeah, I remember when I was going to school, they would ban certain kids from wearing certain like brands and stuff because they would either attract like gangs or some shit like that. You know what I mean? They would trip on like certain brands more than just certain colors.
Yeah,
And if it was a color, it would be more than one layer and shit.
yeah. When I was, they were starting to kind of do that when I was in high school, but it hadn't completely went off the ground yet. It was kind of like they were starting to, you know, mostly just colors. They were really strict on colors, but and or maybe wearing like a shirt with a obviously gang signs on it. But
Right.
other than that, not really, bro. They didn't they weren't that strict yet when I was in high school.
It was kind of like that
I think
from
I think
elementary to high school.
I think when I left high school is when it started because I remember I had a homie who was still in high school after I left, and he had told me that a lot of shit had changed.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just like I tell people, like when I was in high school, you didn't really used to see the police at the school.
Nah, not the liaisons and shit.
Uh,
Shit, I remember the when I was going to high school, there was a bunch of liaisons, man. And most of the times they be just watching the gang members because they kind of had that shit organized like the prison. Like, okay, one gang was in this side of the school and this other gang is right by the library and shit. Like, they had that shit like a prison yard, bro.
Shortcut says he remembers people getting jumped for the Jordan 14s. By the time those came out, I was long gone from high school.
For people for sure getting their lick for those Jordans, man.
Yeah, they didn't even exist yet when I was in high school.
They
Remember,
they they probably
remember I left high school in '95.
right.
It's a fucking long time ago, bro. That's almost 30 years ago.
What I did notice over the years as I was going to school, I think in all the continuation schools, they were more stricter on dress code. Like they wouldn't want you to wear anything that has the state of California on it or nothing, bro.
Oh, I
No
don't.
NorCal shirts, nothing.
I
Not
knew.
even a single layer of any gang color ever.
I got a funny story of a continuation school. I remember I was kind of. This was when I was still in Sacramento. Actually, I was kind of fucking up my school for a little bit, and
Right.
they threatened me that if I didn't clear my points up, that I was gonna be sent to a continuation school. And then they gave me. I don't know if they did this on purpose, but I've always been the kind of person, if I don't like something, bro, I'm not gonna do it. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. But anyway,
Right.
they gave me a tour of this continuation school. I don't know why they gave me a tour of it. I just can't remember what was the reasoning, but they gave me a tour of it. And I swear to God, that shit looked like a juvenile hall, bro.
It did,
It just
hella fences and shit.
no, not even that, bro. It was a weird. This particular one, it was a weird looking school. It was like indoor, so it kind of looked like an indoor prison almost.
Right.
And it was like they have to buzz you in to let you in. It was weird, bro. I was like, what the fuck? This looks like a jail. I said, yeah, I don't want to come to this shithole. And I fucking went back and I get a little better. And even
Fucking make you feel all shackled up in that motherfucker, man.
if they would have sent me, I would have dropped out. I said, nope.
Yeah, I remember when I went to like a continuation school for a week because I got suspended for getting caught with some dank and shit, right? I was like a sophomore. I remember how hostile that shit was, bro, because I was going all the way to Merced to go to this school for like a week.
Yeah.
And I just remember hella hostile. I remember how hostile that shit was, bro.
It could, from what I remember, I don't remember it necessarily being hostile. Just the environment looked off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just looking at the school and looking at the students in classes that kind of looked like fucking jail cells. I was like, yeah, yeah, I don't want to come to this.
But
Nobody talked shit to me or mugged me or nothing like that happened at all. It was just the environment. I was not feeling it whatsoever.
yeah.
I say, yeah, this isn't for me. It
Yeah.
just gave me like a kind of a soul crushing feeling, bro.
Right.
Yeah, like yeah,
It's just not something you want to spend the rest of your school years in.
Nah, if they would have sent me there, bro, I would have dropped out flat out.
Yeah.
I would have told my parents, no, I'm not going there. I'm sorry. Either they accept me back at the school or another school, or I'm dropping out and just getting my GED. One of the two.
Yeah, if I would have got suspended again, I would have went to that school for sure, and I would have gotten to hella shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's cool, bro. And then, plus it was in Sac, and I'm not from there, and I could only imagine all the dumbasses in there I would have had to deal with.
Fucking, I saw shortcuts. Comment says they were yelling fish, fish, fish.
Yeah. Fish.
It was the pizza, bro. It's the pizza.
Nobody yelled anything at me. It was just the environment. You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, I feel you.
Just like, ish. Like, yeah, this isn't cool.
Hell no.
This is maybe cool, like for some idiot out here that's fucking up, but I'm not that kind of fuck up.
Fucking crash dummies.
Yeah. Same thing with I never told. Actually, I never told this story. I don't know why, but when I was in high school, I got a little job for a summer program in Sacramento, and it paid okay. And and I don't know how they got the people they got there, but there was a lot of fucking dudes just pushing politics in there. It's like, dude, we're here to work, bro.
Like what, like gang politics and
Yeah,
shit?
yeah. Like there was like dudes in there like acting like we're in jail or something. I mean, I'm there to work to make my money.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
It was basically a part-time job, and I was, I'm a kid. I was making it was paying okay. So, but because there was just a bunch of fucking idiots in there like pushing politics, I quit. I said, yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, that would be a hostile work environment and shit.
And it never really bothered me personally, but it just got annoying after a while. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
They had their priorities somewhere else.
yeah, because I have to work with these dudes, and they're over here like talking about this gang and that gang, and this dude that works there, they're gonna fuck him up, and I'm like, I'm good.
Man, they can't put that shit to the side for the sake of making some money.
Yeah, and I told the counselor, I said, see, they're like, why'd you quit? I told them like, you guys need to fucking screen who you hire.
Fucking do a little background check on them.
Oh, and there was this white dude. He was a white dude, bro. And I remember I forgot about that. Like the memories are starting to come back. There was this white dude, and I remember him just being a regular white dude. But they were like pressing up on him, like he was from a gang or something. I was like, why are you guys tripping off that? He's a white dude. They're like, oh no, you don't get it. He's from so and so and so and so. I'm like, oh, you don't look like he is. You look like a regular white dude. And then they busted his windows, bro, of his car. He had a little bucket. Like,
Just because they thought the dude was from somewhere.
yeah, I was like, wow, this is not good.
Yeah, that's how petty folks move, you know.
Yeah. So I said I am good. I just did it.
It's a trip. You can walk the streets and have to worry like you have to always worry someone's gonna fucking hit you up and shit hella heavily now, you know, because
In those days, yeah, I don't worry about that shit no more.
yeah,
I don't, at least not out here. I don't know how it is out there, but out here, I don't have to worry about that shit. Now I'm more worried about some random motherfucker doing something to me because that seems like what happens more now than back then.
oh yeah,
Back
well
then,
for sure because there's hella J cats out there just
yeah,
off a good one. Who knows if they're just gonna fuck with you just because they're having a bad day or some shit, but
yeah, back
you have
then,
to be on your toes.
I mean, that random shit did happen in the old days, but it wasn't as common as it is now.
Yeah.
And back then, I think people were a little bit more fucking crazier back then. Like they were gonna fight back,
Yeah.
and like today, it's like more people are scared. Like I could remember,
Yeah.
like I could remember, uh, I could remember like being young and like J-Cats trying to press up on us, and we got in their face like "fuck you, fool."
Right.
Yeah, like dope fiends trying to intimidate us for money or something. Like "fuck you."
Try to rob you and shit.
Not rob you, just like try to act hella like aggressive, like they're gonna punk us for some money.
Right.
Like, hey, well, hey, fool, let me get some money, man. I'm out here
Like, get
starving.
the fuck away from me, motherfucker.
We'll tell them off, like, get the fuck away from me. You about to get knocked out.
Yeah.
Or we pull something out on them and they back up, like, oh, no, it's cool.
The game is just so different now because like people are pressing the line even harder,
Back
you
then,
know?
we always had something on us, whether it was a gun, whether it was a knife, whether it was a bat, it was something. We always were armed with something.
Yeah.
I know I was back then. You'd never catch me without a knife walking around or something, bro.
Yeah, I remember carrying a little pocket knife with me,
I had a fucking,
walking around at night and shit.
I had a switchblade, fool, and I had a butterfly knife,
Yeah.
and I learned how to use it back then. Like I like a couple homies taught me how to use them. Yeah, so
Yeah, my uncles and them taught me how to use a few moves and shit.
yeah, so like yeah, it was just like, but back then that like I said, that random stuff didn't happen as much. It did, but it wasn't so common. You know.
But now you got like drugs in the mix and
But then you got to remember at that time there weren't so many JCats around like there is now.
yeah.
Like the I remember in my day to see JCats you had to go to an area where they congregated, and usually that was an area where there was a lot of drugs or like drug programs around. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But not like it was like usually you see a lot of like people like that. Like if there was a homeless encampment around, or like a rescue mission where they give free food. Like those were usually the places you were gonna find those kind of people. Like, but like in random neighborhoods and stuff like that, not really. You didn't really used to see it that much, bro.
Yeah.
Like now, you just see homeless people everywhere, bro.
They'll travel everywhere, yeah. That's what I see a lot is like a lot of the areas where I don't usually see them, like where I never usually saw them before. They're starting to
Yeah,
show up now. Not really starting a cat miss, but just showing up. You know?
yeah, and that's one thing. Back then, it was rare to see that, bro.
Yeah,
You only seen it in certain places, but outside of that, you didn't really see it that much.
yeah,
Yeah, what you saw more back then were more thugs, more gangsters, more like cholos and black dudes hustling or banging. It was like that's what it was, and Asians too.
yeah. And especially them Asians, they're crazy, man.
Yeah, you don't in the Bay. You don't really see them gangster Asians no more though.
No,
Not really, bro. Not like when I was young. Most of the Asians I see now are more like nerdy Asians, bro. No offense to any Asians watching, but that's more or less that's more or less what I see out here now.
I remember meeting some crazy ass Asians back in the day when we went to our friend's house and they were posted up hella deep in front of the house, bro. These Asian cats, bro, and they looked hella serious too, but they was also hella cool. But
Yeah,
yeah, those dudes were like the craziest at that time.
yeah. I remember like in Oakland, you used to see a lot of Asian gangsters. Also in Sacramento too. I remember there used to be a lot of Filipino gangsters back then too.
Filipinos.
But hey, man, I gotta get off, bro. So I was just wanted to tap in a little late, say what's up to everybody.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna get off for the next one.
All right, for sure, bro. You have a good night, man.
You too. Late. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna get off. It's kind of late. Gotta get some sleep. Shortcuts and Chris and whoever else was watching. All right, you guys be safe. All right, y'all. Late.